Good evening and salutations, my soap opera fans. So, question of the night: how putting this back together? This is just an insult at this point. This is an insult at this point for so many damn reasons. When I saw those two kiss, I was like, "Oh, you got to be out your damn mind. You got to be out of your mind." But let me know in the comment section, do you want those two to get back together? And if so, please tell me why. Latasha's in the chat. How you doing tonight, Latasha? Thank you for joining. Oh, it's my girl Melanie in the chat. How you doing tonight? Thank you for joining. I'm waiting till a couple more people get in here. I got some new wine that I want to sit there and show people. De Haviland's in the chat. How you doing, De Haviland? My friend Darby's in the chat. How you doing tonight, Darby? Thank you for joining. Gloria's in the chat. How you doing tonight, Gloria? LaShanta said, I'm mad at Colin. He attacked Abe. He got in the way. He got in the way. Tamara's in the chat. How you doing tonight, Tamara? Colin, Abe got in the damn way. And you sat there and they, Pauline is being so damn cavalier about it. Queen of the South, how you doing tonight? It is always a pleasure to see the Queen. I said, I called it about exciting. You did. You did. You definitely did, man. Because I'm gonna be honest, up until that point with Raya and Tess, it was just boring and annoying. I'm not gonna lie, Mel. I actually woke up when they showed it. I was like, wait, is it my imagination, or did this just actually get interesting? Latasha said, Sloan and Talia both gonna be in trouble. Well, Talia, yes, but Sloan, I don't know. Maybe with Eric later on. Julia says, "What's good, Julia?" Julia says, "What I want is for Curtis to stop being lame. He's hot to look at, but so boring, judgmental, and immature." That dude was a dick to Jordan. Ariana's in the chat. What's good, Ariana? Thank you for joining. Oh, always. I got to sit there and ask about the Queen. I got to ask about the Queen. Latasha said, I said no on Jordan. Okay. So, I got this tonight. This is Pink Moscato. Now, somebody said it wasn't really that sweet compared to the other one. But we want to try it out tonight, though. We want to try it out tonight. And I still forgot the damn hot sauce. Darby says Curtis is GH Ridge Forrester, forever being passed back and forth between two women like a football. Damn, that's so bad. That's so bad. That is so bad. Man, that looks so bad. That looks so bad. Last day, how you doing tonight, last day? Thank you for joining. Ariana says early work and Starbucks tomorrow morning. Yes, for you, I'm assuming you, yes, but me also, which is actually kind of funny. It's like, as soon as you said early work tomorrow, Starbucks, I was right there with you. That's literally my day. That's literally my day tomorrow. Thank you, Darby. Hit that like button. Beat that like button's ass. It really does actually help. Seriously, for the 14 people that's in here, if you didn't hit the like button, if you are enjoying the stream, hit that like button. Hit that like button. It really does help. Oof, okay, let me. Laura B's in the chat. What's good, Laura B? Oh my goodness. Oh, it looks good. That was still such a bad look. That was such a bad look. Natasha, Eric asked Sloan, did he? No, yeah, no. I get that. That's what I was meant to say. She's definitely gonna be in trouble with Eric. Yeah. Uh, Queen said Curtis and Jordan a hard pass. No, I don't want them together. After the way, last day says I'm doing good, Albert. Thank you for asking. Advice today. Thank you for your advice today on B&B. Of course, last day, of course. Listen, I learned from the OG. I learned from the OG Brock. So whenever, in all seriousness, whenever I'm in trouble, whenever I'm sitting there, like, how am I actually gonna sit there and do this? Because it's been like that a couple of times, and it's just like I think back to what Brock said, and that actually really does help me. Valerie's in the chat. Valerie says no way Jordan should go back with can't make up his mind, Curtis. Yes. Also treating Jordan like dirt, Curtis. Don't forget about that part. Mel says, Albert, I got good news. Susan Banks from Days of Our Lives is alive and will be making a comeback in not too distant future. There has been some scenes behind. Nice, good. Well, I mean, here's the thing, Mel. I knew she wasn't dead. I'm like, what the hell are they doing? We're not gonna sit there and have Ava get the last laugh. Not on that. Latasha said, Portia, have a seat. Yeah, Portia's getting my damn nerves. It's actually pretty good. That's good. That's some good stuff. Somebody for some odd reason said that it wasn't as sweet as the regular Moscato, and it is sweet, 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 sweet. But yeah, no, Portia's on some BS. Portia's on her usual BS. She's not listening to anyone. She's doing what she wants to do, and she's just looking like an idiot doing it. Julia says Curtis doesn't know how to work on a relationship. He doesn't. He doesn't know how to commit. And it's one of those things where it's like the dude cut bait with Jordan. He didn't want to sit there and try to work on his relationship with Jordan. And you had the audacity. He treated you like dirt. You had the audacity to let this man kiss you. What is wrong with you? Mel says Susan Banks is going to have a premonition on Nick. Oh, okay. Nice. Natasha said, I'm glad Asmi got a job. Spencer can't bully her. Yeah, listen, I had to go in on Spencer today, Laura. Latasha, you never worked a day in your life. Girl, you worked one job for a month when you felt like coming in. Shut your trap. Oh, okay. I was thinking about watching it tomorrow, Mel. I was thinking about it. I don't know. I might want to review it. Um, we'll see. Valerie says Spencer was being rude today. Valerie, Spencer being rude at this point is just on default. Spencer being rude is just Spencer being Spencer. Just to be honest, it's just Spencer being Spencer. The amazing Janet's in the chat. Let's everyone say what's up to Janet. I was sit there and say the one and only Janet, but the amazing and awesome Janet is in the chat. Autumn says, Albert, is it me or is Portia really starting to get on my effing nerves? Portia is really worried about. Oh, no. Autumn, Portia has been getting on my nerves lately. Autumn, Portia has gotten on my nerves to the point where I actually have to sit there and start defending Spencer. Spencer. I gotta sit there and just Monique's in the chat. What's good, Monique? I can't believe I actually had to sit there and defend Spencer today. Oh, that goes without saying, Jenny. You know that. That goes without saying. That's right. Let's everyone say what's up to Janet. Aaron says, I thought about you this morning when I got a vanilla cinnamon latte on another note. So glad to see that. No, yeah, you're damn right. Also, thank you, Ariana. I appreciate that. That makes me feel super special. Thank you. Um, but yeah, no one is spared the rod. No one is spared the rod. Yeah, I'm wondering. Yeah, Mel, I'm wondering who's the mystery person is behind looking at Sharon. Amazing Sharon always sounds more exciting. Well, it's true, Darby. Because she is amazing. Point blank. Period. See how this tastes. I know I had to sit there and get some hot. I'm gonna get some hot sauce tomorrow. Of course, I say that, and then I don't want them getting it. I'm gonna attempt to get some hot sauce tomorrow. Ooh, still kind of hot. Still hella hot. Jay Blue's in the chat. What's good, Jay Blue? Natasha says Robert has a seat, have a seat, and Holly be gone. Well, here's the thing. At least he figured it out today. At least he figured it out. Joshua's in the chat. How you doing, my friend? Thank you for joining. How's everything in your world going? Oh my God, this is so good. All right. I know people just came in, so I gotta sit there and show people the pink Moscato. Stuff is good. I already feel like it's already going. I feel kind of weird that I feel kind of depressed that that alcohol is already going. Um, so good. Last night says my mom watched GH when she not working today. When she got home, she asked me what happened on GH. I said join her to kiss. She was like, "Really?" Yes. See, last day, your mom knows the deal. Your mom knows the deal. Joshua says, Albert, I'm going to be live streaming a little bit. In a little bit. Nice. Nice, 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 nice. I will if you leave it up, I will definitely sit there and watch the replay. That's what's up. I'm so happy for you. Yeah, I don't know what the hell this Smith like. Why are these Smith putting those two together? But again, on a positive note, with Y and R, the whole Sharon thing. Somebody sitting there watching her and everything. Like, yeah, I was like that. I was like that was actually exciting. Like it literally got me out of my chair. Literally got my out of my chair. I was like, yeah. Hmm. Jennifer, I haven't seen in a while. Jennifer says, if I was Jordan, I will be Larry. He's married. Not only that, Jennifer, he also treated Jordan like trash. So there's that. Like he didn't try to work on his relationship. The minute that Portia came into town, he pretty much made a beeline towards her. Joshua says, I was happy to have Mariah and Tessa on the show and they be on tomorrow. I'm guessing that their date night is their way of celebrating their. Oh, okay. I don't know. You know what? Here's the thing, John. Here's the thing, Joshua. I would love to be invested in Mariah and Tess storyline, in their characters, if they would actually give them a storyline. That's my issue. That is my issue. Yeah, Lashanta. I don't mean Latasha. No, not Lashanta. 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 I'm sorry, I'm kind of messing up your name. But yeah, I'm over her also. I'm like, yo, listen, you're not gonna sit there and take a job with Adam. Like, what do you plan on doing? She keeps me to talking about pivot. I'm like, pivot where? Lashanta says Nick whining to Victor about Nate. Oh, that's what's going on tomorrow. Double C is in the chat. What's good, Double C? How you doing tonight? Jay Blue says the side eye Curtis gave Portia at the beginning of the episode when Trina was talking about who knows what and looking lovely. I didn't notice that. I gotta go back and see it. Jennifer says it's boring when there's no real storyline. Jennifer, are you talking about Mariah and Tess? Laura B is in the chat. Laura B says, "Hey everyone, I missed it. Tough keeping up." Oh no, trust me, Laura B. I know exactly how tough it is. And how you doing tonight, Laura B? Trust me, I get it. Joshua says, I get that they are trying to raise Ariana and dealing with everything else. The problem is that majority of it will be off screen, and that's the problem, John. And that's the problem, Joshua. I said this in my review today. I was like, listen, I'm practically done with Mariah and Tess until they actually give them a proper storyline that doesn't involve them being off screen because that's ridiculous, that's insulting, and they deserve better. And the fans of Taraya deserves better. So I was personally done. I was personally done. Lashana says when Portia came to town, Curtis was on the rebound and got with her because he thought the grass was greener on the other side. That's very true, Lashanta. And I'm sorry I mispronounced your name. Bubble C says if I was Jordan, I would want Curtis, but what would I know? I'm a guy. Well, see, that's the problem though. Like, but why would you want Curtis down if you were Jordan and you got treated like trash? Hey, I want to ask somebody. I want to ask somebody. I want to ask. Does anyone? You know what? I'll put it in the chat. Let me just sit there and see the like situation first. Since we got 27 people in the chat, we got 10 likes. We got 27 people in the chat. We got 10 likes. If you are enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does actually help. It's not even like a joke. It really is. It really does help. Jay Blue said, "Let's screen how no one joined." Because yeah, I was like, I was like, why the hell are you sitting there letting? Where was my damn pen at? F me. So yeah, if you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does actually help. It's not even like um Duan's in the chat. What's good, Duan? Joshua says, I agree with what you said about Christina. At least you got Jack Kyle actually doing. Yeah, she seemed like she's more hell bent on winning than anything else. Okay, so Monique, you have Black Mods in the chat. Was okay, cool. Yeah, okay. So Monique, okay, so Monique, you heard of Pier 54, right? I want to know if anyone actually heard of Pier 54 on YouTube. I don't know if anyone heard of Pier 54. Oh, Blackman, I gotta ask you a question. Since you were in James' chat, and Dewan, you was in James' chat too, and anyone else that was in James' chat, I want to sit there and ask this question. I want to know if anyone heard of. Now, Lawbury says no, I haven't heard of Pier 54. Okay, so I got one yes and one no. Oh, Jay Blue. Okay, so you haven't heard of Pier 54. Okay, so Julia, you heard of Pier 54. Queen is here. Queen Nakisha is in the chat. All right. Yeah, Julie. Yeah, they have a podcast. They're also on YouTube though. Now, Nikisha, I'm pretty sure I told you. Yeah, no, I know about them. I was seeing that they're seeing if anyone else knew about them. Gemini's in the chat. Gemini, okay, so you never heard of them. Joshua said you never heard of them. And Tamara said you never heard of them. And Duan says, I heard of it, never seen it before. Okay. Julie says, I have to be honest, one of the Pier 54 lady is such a total Karen that I don't like it. Oh, wow. Okay. Julie says, I listen to their podcast a lot and they have these actors as guests. That's cool. But, oof, one of them is a Queen Karen. Oof, Queen Karen. I love it. I mean, I hate it, but wow, okay. Tracy Steves is in the chat. What's good, Tracy? Jess is in the chat. What's good, Jess? Nikisha, I told you about them when I suggested you put yours. You're right. You're absolutely right. Um, which I got to actually sit there and do. I went to the post office. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Eagle Fang was good. Very lazy direction to start joining Curtis over. Yeah, I was not happy about that at all. Um, Gemini says, "What is 54?" It's a podcast on YouTube and just on Spotify. There's a couple of ladies that do GH reviews and they talk about GH and stuff. But they actually have a channel on YouTube, so I went over there to check them out. And happy Thursday to you as well. Yeah, no, Eagle Fan, yeah, no, it's trash. It's trash. But it's not even just lazy. It's lazy, but it's also insulting too. In case I almost threw up when joining. So yeah, I went to the post office today to get a PO box. I still have to sit there and fill out this application and find some of the stuff that they're asking for. And then once I do that, I just have to sit there and pay the fee, which is not exactly cheap for the year. Okay, so I thought when I went to the let me tell you what podcast to listen to. Drew says I don't like it. I don't say it lightly. I actually tried to listen to them this week, and Karen had actually gotten more Karen over time. Oh Jesus Christ, is that bad? Is that bad? Damn. Aaron says I did catch them once by accident. By accident? How do you catch somebody by accident? I will tell you their podcast. You will love it. Oh, there's a podcast. Yeah, I heard that. He confirmed it on Twitter. But that's the thing though. So Eagle Fangs, from what I understand, this isn't the first time that they benched them and then put him back in, and then benched them and then put it back in. Um, so I don't know, Eagle Fang, if this is just him overreacting or them actually doing it this time. La- Lashana says, Albert, did you see CSI Jack? Yes. Listen, they doing more than the damn GCPD police. They doing more than the GCPD. But yeah, with the whole mail thing, with the whole PO box thing, I thought I can just do like $4.99 a month or whatever. But they wanted all that right up front. So I was like, yeah, I will be back. But I do plan on getting a PO box in the future. Just got to get. Well, I didn't know it was actually going to be so much. So when I do get more of the funds or whatever, I will sit there and get a PO box because I do want to get a PO box. Um, oof, that really does kind of hit you a little harder than I thought. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, no, it was definitely bad. It was definitely bad, Gemini. I sat there, I was so pissed off. I was like, oh, you gotta be effing kidding me. Julie says it's an amazing podcast. The Port Charles update. Two sisters who are freaking great and have amazing commentary. Please give them a try. The Port Charles update. Okay. Ariana says I was looking for you or Brock and G spoilers and your reviews came up. I was driving, so I meant to select Brock and got them. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I got you. So it wasn't like okay, all right. Oh no, it's interesting. I was just wondering. Yeah, I was wondering if anyone actually heard of them. What's good, Makai? Thank you for joining. Okay, so this is something else. And if Black Ma's in the chat or whatever, I know Nikisha was in the chat. Um, if anyone, okay, so did James want to do on the live stream today? And today I had to sit there and say that I was going to behave myself. Okay. I know Nikisha was in James' chat. I know Duran was in James' chat, and I know Black Ma was in James' chat. And every ounce of it took me every ounce of strength that I had to not go off on this one chick. And I said to James, and I don't know if anyone actually caught that. I said to him, I was like, you know what? I'm going to behave myself because I'm not going to bring that type of um I'm not going to sit there and bring that type of energy to his live stream chat. But oh man, oh me oh my, was I about to sit there and go off on this one chick? Mm-mm. So I want to know if anyone that saw JLJ um, saw me in the chat. Very, very curious about that. Gemini says Summer being mad at Daniel after he took the heat of her by telling Jack that Phyllis is alive. God, she's annoying me. You know, I hate to sit there and say, Gemini, as much as I don't like Summer, um, as much as I don't like Summer, I did understand where Summer was coming from. Just says, I hope Holly is gone for good. That's well, I mean, yeah, because you know, um, just I know how much Holly is your favorite character. I know how much that Holly is Jeff's favorite character. Now, Gemini said, "What happened? Speak." Oh, moved up. Now, Nikisa, I saw you in the chat, but I wasn't there for too long. What happened? Okay, so Makai, okay. I was not in the. Okay, so you wasn't. Makai was not on James Lobster. Okay, so you wasn't on there. Blackmon said I didn't catch the chat today with James. Oh, I thought you did. Okay. Come on now, Jess. You know it's true. So James is talking about the whole Holly, I mean the whole Haley thing and her DUI, right? So they were talking about her. This one chick that shall remain nameless was just giving her a bunch of excuses. Well, pretty much he was like, y'all need to leave the poor girl, y'all need to sit there and leave the little girl alone. Um, she made a mistake and people shouldn't be sitting there dragging her through it. She'll learn her lesson. Leave the little girl alone, is what she said. And I sat there and I was like, oh, you got to be out your goddamn mind. And I said in the chat, I was like, listen, she's not a little girl. She's a grown ass woman that made a terrible choice that could have killed God knows how many other people. So for her to sit there and get in that chat and be like, leave the little, leave that little girl, let her learn her lesson. He followed it up with some BS talking about, everyone makes mistakes and this, that, and the third. And I sat there and I was like, I know this dumb did not just call what she did a mistake. I, yeah, Blackman, I'm gonna be honest, it took every ounce of strength that I had to not go off on this POS of a human being. But then I sat there and I said to myself, you know what? This is James' headache. Okay. This is somebody who comes into James' channel. That's his headache. That's not my headache. That's his headache. So I almost feel bad for him in the sense of that's the type of subscriber that he has to deal with. I was I was like, James, I love you, but I'm about to go off on one of your little subscribers. Valerie says I can hardly watch her today. Yeah, I'm not, here's the thing, Valerie. I sat there and I said to myself, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna sit there and be professional and just look at her from the character's point of view and not from the actress, because if I did, last day said she made a mistake, she committed a crime. You are you saying that she did make a mistake? I don't understand that. Last day, you have to be a little more specific to me, a little more specific. Gemini said she probably did the same thing. Calm down. Oh no. The problem is, Gemini, is that when I go on Instagram, and there's a page for Instagram, and I see people sitting there saying, well, listen, she made a mistake, and she shouldn't lose her job over this, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, the hell is wrong with you? Like, here's my whole thing. You know me, okay? I'm always up for a good debate, left and right. But I do feel like some things in this world I'm just not going to debate. Okay, it's just going to be that simple. I'm right, and if something like that, and you want to sit there and like I'm right about the situation, point blank, period. Thank you, Laura, because I was about to go in on her little tail like there was no tomorrow. Jim said James paid that Dusty. I just sat there and I was like, yeah, listen. WC said, well, I hope Haley takes some accountability. The problem is when it comes towards accountability, Double C, it's the fans that will sit there and say that you just made a mistake. Let's put it this way, Double C. I didn't know she was that bad. I didn't know that she acted like a brat. She acted like an entitled piece of trash. So it's hard to sit there and say if she's going to take accountability. Now, Jay Blue says, hey, downplay her accident when she put out that notice that she was taking a break because she was recovering from it. I didn't want to sit there and miss you. Marsha. What's good, Marsha? Jimmy said, who are actually talking about her? And Gemini said, who are we actually talking about before I make a comment? Oh, Gemini, we're talking about the actress that plays Molly. Haley P. something. So yeah, we're talking about her and the DUI that happened. Yeah, I'm almost actually done. But yeah, I now Jess said she was fighting with the staff and complaining about her damn shirt. Yeah, exactly, Jess. So okay, Jess, so you can understand why I was so angry when this POS of a person tries to defend her by saying, y'all need to leave her alone, and that people make mistakes all the time, and y'all aren't perfect when it comes to us mistakes. And when y'all do something bad, y'all don't want to be looked at, but y'all want to sit there and come down on this poor girl or something like that. I was like, Last day says I was saying that she didn't make a mistake. Her commit. Okay, good. Oh God, thank you, last day. Thank you. Because I want to make sure I read that right. Marsha said, I like Kelly, but she was drinking and driving, hit one car, kept driving, and went over the guardrail and hit another car. She also. Okay, cool. So she hit two cars. Nice. Not really. That's absolutely god awful terrible. But yeah. Monique said, can't stay long. Everyone, the game is about to come on, and my Law and Order is on. So good night. Have a good night, Monique. Thank you for joining us. Just say, yeah, she was bugging. Yeah, bugging is an understatement. I mean, all right. I want to ask people in the chat if because this here's the thing. This is going to be a testament to Disney and ABC. It's going to be a testament to Disney and ABC. Now, Blackman, I'm glad I wasn't in the chat. I would have been like you. Yeah, Black Mike. Like I said, it took me every ounce of strength not to. Because when I said what I said about, like, yo, listen, she's not a little girl. She's a grown ass woman that made a choice that could affect so many other people, right? The fact that this stupid idiot didn't get what I said as a sentence, be like, you know what, let me just kind of chill out for a minute. And then she went into defensive mode. I was like, God, I'm so glad that your dumbass is not my chat anymore. Barbie says, I can't feel sympathy for someone as belligerent after someone tried to help her and an accident that she caused. Exactly. But yes. And Monique says, why didn't she take a cab? See, this exactly, Marsha. This is what I said in my stories on Instagram. I was like, there's no excuse for that. We live in a day and time where we have so many different options. There was no excuse for what she did. None. J Blue says she was still on whatever drugs when she last out. Yeah. Now, Darby asked a good question. Darby asked, what time is JLJ Media usually live streaming, Robert? In all reality, Darby, on all reality, Darby is pretty much whenever he wants. Whenever he wants. Usually, it's, I would sit there and say, usually I catch him between 1 o'clock and 1 o'clock Eastern. 1 o'clock Eastern. But you can always watch the replays though, Darby. But usually it's around 1 o'clock though. If you're in New York time, 1 o'clock Eastern. I'd say it's whenever he comes on because it's kind of like a little bit of an inside joke where it's like, when is James coming on? Who the hell knows at this point? I don't get it, but you know what? Listen, that's him and his show and how he runs it. I personally like to have a schedule because it just makes it easier for me. But I'm guessing it's usually around like 1 o'clock. Just saying. Obviously, I'm sure she had the money for an Uber. It wasn't the fact that she had the money for an Uber. It was the simple fact that she was a self-entitled, selfish POS. Marsha said, didn't they fire the guy that played Nicholas for a drinking problem? Did they? Oh, who's the guy who got fired for Guardians of the Galaxy for the old bad tweets that he did? Was it James Gunn? Did James Gunn get fired by Disney for a little bit? Now, Lawanda said this could at least give Portia the courtesy of the divorce before pursuing Portia. That was awful moment today. Lawanda's in the chat. I'm not really understanding. You mean I want to probably get your sentence right. Gemini says, "Oh, I hate to say this, but I'm pretty sure that woman was defending Molly was right. And when some people do something, it's a mistake, but for others, it's jail." It's one of those things where it's like, um, and I'm about to kind of correct you a little. I have an alternative. We'll sit there and say this, Nikisha. I have an alternative fact about that. let's put it this way. She's been in my live stream before. This person has been in my live stream before. Um, they said, quote unquote, I don't have anything good to say about General Hospital. And said, well, if I don't like General Hospital, why am I watching it? Now, Nikisha said James doesn't have a set schedule right now because he has so much going on, but he uptime content often. That's not that's no Nikisha, that that's not it. He actually says, Nikisha, he actually says that he doesn't have a schedule when it comes towards doing his daily live show. That he just kind of goes on whenever he wants. Before, yes, but I mean, at one point, yes, but even before then, um, he said that. Those are words that he actually said. Let me just read this comment. Lawanda said Curtis could have at least gave Portia the courtesy of a divorce before getting back with George. Yeah, but that's kind of no, it's all good. It's all good. Um, I just want to make sure I read your sentence right. No, but he actually said that though. He literally said that he comes on whenever he wants. And the reason I'm sitting there saying that is because um, DC tried to give him advice as far as like, listen, if you're gonna come on, why don't you put someone in the community tab, let people know when you're coming on. And he was just pretty much like, he got a little kind of defensive, but he was like, he just comes on whenever he wants. Um, he doesn't like when it comes to that, he doesn't like actually having a set schedule. So I just, I wanted to sit there and give clarification for that because that was not the reason. Because we actually had to talk. DC tried to give him advice, and I tried to give him advice about that. So, and he pretty much kind of told us the same thing about why he doesn't do a schedule. And that's not an insult to James. That's just literally how he. Ariana says I had to pass on Jordan and Kurt and kissing. Yeah, it was yeah. Marsha says I heard Portia's brother. Yeah, somebody else said that too. Makai said, I would understand how you feel when it comes to drinking and driving. I saw a video here on YouTube when a bridge was the bride was killed on a wedding day because of drunk driver. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's that was it. His name was James. Was it James Gunn who actually got fired by Disney? I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't. Like I said, Nikisha, it's not like an insult to him or anything like that. I know he got like 1,000 different jobs or whatever. I'm not, you know, I'm only saying that Jonathan's in the chat was good, Jonathan. I'm not saying that as an insult to him or anything like that. I'm just saying like he doesn't have a set schedule. And regardless of how many different jobs or producing or whatever the hell it is that he does, I know he has a lot of things going on. He said he doesn't have a schedule because he doesn't like having a schedule. And like I said, that's not an insult. So I don't want anyone to sit there and take that as in me like talking bad about him or anything. Hell, I only actually said what I said and what DC said, what he said, to sit there and try to help him. I had the most respect for James. Yeah, like I said, I'm not. Jakari's in the chat. What's good, Jakari's? Wants to understand you have on what you're saying, what you said. Yeah, I wasn't sitting there trying to like insult him or anything like that. That's not. hope anyone sit there and take that, as an insult. Somebody asked a question, I was like, he doesn't have a set schedule because of X, Y, and Z, and he said he doesn't like having a set schedule. Trust me, if I'm going to insult somebody, I'm not going to sit there and go around corners or anything like that. I was just pretty much asking, answering the question. John says, I have to say, I enjoyed Finn's performance on B&B today. Yeah, he was letting her know, like, yo, listen, I don't, you know, like I want no parts of you. You need to understand that. Thank you, Jakaris. Thank you, I appreciate that. Barbie says, understand that you meant to help. Ariana says, I appreciate you have a set schedule time and give notice if there's a change. No, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't want anyone to sit there and think I was like going in on him or anything like that. I was just pretty much answering the question. Like I said, we all do our things differently. Some people have set schedules, some people don't. Some people just kind of willy nilly it, and it is what it is. Actually, more disappointed that I'm actually almost out. Nikki said, I missed the part. What was the question? The question was, Darby asked what time does he do his live streams? And I said, I don't know because James kind of does them whenever he wants. And I gave him an estimated time of when he's coming on, when he might come on, but that's pretty much about it. So Josh says, so RJ and Taylor need to have a seat. Yeah, no, Taylor is just so transparent about what she's trying to do. And RJ is just being annoying. I mean, granted, Taylor's being annoying also, but RJ is just like, actually, tell you the truth, Taylor's more annoying than RJ. Johnson says, when is EJ going to get Xander? Honestly, here's the thing, John. We've been waiting for that for a hot minute. We've been waiting for that for a hot minute, a hot effing minute. Hopefully, I was going to say hopefully soon, but Ashanta said, Sloan told Nicole Eric told me you got. Yeah, but Nicole used it as a cover. Now Janice says Phyllis will be back next week. That's good. She's also annoying, so that's bad. Janice says not a fan of RJ. He hasn't done anything yet. That's kind of the issue so far right now. He hasn't actually done anything. He's just been like, oh, I don't want to get into the drama. I'm like, okay, then what are you here for? Like what are you here for? Nikki said Max said the cops are watching the Savoy. Does Jordan know that? I mean, she should. I'm more surprised that Robert is at this point just like he doesn't give an F. LaShonda says Sloan talk too much. She tells everything except for what she needs to them. Chikara says, how do you feel about Colin on days? Here's the thing. I will sit there and say this much. I understood his frustration in today's episode because I felt like Paulina was being very cavalier about, the parents' death and everything like that, and trying to make it seem like, Chanel had no part in it, or she was not responsible for it whatsoever. Like, it just seemed like, and then she actually came out and she was like, well, we didn't get any charges pressed against us, you know. And I'm like, okay, just because you didn't get any charges pressed against you doesn't mean that you're not guilty, you know. I didn't like the way that she was being very cavalier about it. And she kept doing this whole head bobbing thing, which really pissed me off. So kind of a long-winded way of saying that he's been annoying me, but I understood his anger today. Yeah, I mean he is. He's a manipulator, Chikars, but at the same time, what you call it is pretty stupid, Talia. So disappointed. But I'm not gonna take another drink because I do gotta work tomorrow. So cool. Um, but yeah, no, Talia is just stupid at this point. She is just desperate, needy, and um, I think his thing. I think Darby, you said something about it was either Darby or CW, and I couldn't remember which one. One of y'all said something about Talia and described her perfectly. Um, Mel says Eric is going to find out that Sloan knew that Colin eventually. I mean, she got a bit of a grace period. Latasha said Colin is a criminal and he's dangerous. He is. But you know what? To be honest, the show needs a the show needs villains. W says Sloan takes a lot of garbage from all these good people like Marlena and Bella who did questionable things at the time. The afternoon. Yes, Darby. Oh my God, I was so pissed off. I was so pissed off when Bella came out of nowhere and called her a bitch, and I'm like, whoa, you don't even like that word. You have the audacity to sit there and Well, Lashanta said Chanel's just gullible. I don't feel like she is. I don't feel like she is. Like people compare her to Maxie, and I'm like, I don't feel like she is. She just wants to sit there and try to start something new with someone. You know, it's all good. CW, how you doing tonight? CW, did you okay? CW, did you make the comment about Didn't you make the comment about Talia? Was it you that made the comment about Talia today? Oh, okay, no, 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 no. Thank you, Darby. It was you. $1 million body, 10-cent brain. Darby, what would I do without you? Johnson says, do you think Talia will get arrested for her biscuit poisoning? I want to, but at the same time, I'm just like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. I think she deserves it. Jay Blue, have a good night, Jay Blue. Cameron says, Days use the B word way too often. Darby says Chanel never takes accountability like her mother. Yeah, I mean, she did feel bad that she slept with a married man and stuff like that. And she was, I don't want to sit there and say she was young and naive, but there was a bit of a power play there. Um, I do blame more of her mother though, because she sat there and covered everything up with her money and her influence, and I wasn't a fan of that. Latasha said Chanel is easy, and I don't know about that. Yeah, CW. That's what I was like. Darby described it perfectly. Mel says Colin is narcissist and that is self-absorbed and nothing is his fault and Talia is trash. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's That's literally it. That's literally it. Natasha said, I don't like Abe getting hurt. Well, me either, but Abe married a loudmouth woman, so that's gonna come along with the territory. Johnson said the actor who played Talia isn't on contract, so maybe it could happen. I'm cool with that because I'm like, at the very least, it will definitely make up for it. Now, CW says Talia makes Jessica Simpson look like a neurosurgeon. Jesus Christ. Damn. Damn. I like slamming my damn cup at this point. Damn. Darby says Ray from Jado will try to protect her from the law. Hopefully, she will lose her medical license. Honestly, tell you the truth, Darby, the fact that she just magically had one in the first place just is ugh, I don't even know where to begin. I'm not gonna lie, Darby. So watching them make out and everything like that, I felt very confused, right? I haven't felt that confused since I watched a movie called Not Another Teen Movie. If you watch a movie called Not Another Teen Movie, there's a scene that me and my friend watched because he showed me it. He was like, all right, yo, tell me if this is actually hot or just weird, right? If anyone knows me, they know exactly what scene I'm talking about. That's how I felt watching Talia and Chanel like make out and everything because it just felt it felt like she was so uncomfortable doing that, you know. And if anyone in the chat know what I'm talking about from that scene from Not Another Teen Movie, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. Hmm. And also, yeah, um, but Black Maya, he's not. CW's not wrong. That's the thing. CW's not wrong. Um, Lashanta said Jada and Rafe worked that case. They worked it pretty fast. I give them that much. Lashana said Lanikia said Chanel's hot pants. I mean, Chanel's hot pants. I don't get it. Mel says Talia's getting the worse and worse as her cat. Yeah, I know. No, you pretty much said you. It's literally inside my head. That's literally what I said. Jonathan says the CW released their full schedule today and it sucks. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm gonna have to sit there and take a look at that. Jonathan, did you hear what they were saying about Superman and Lois? Because I heard this from this was a tweet that I got from Eric Relo. Basically saying that the show is too expensive and it doesn't make them any money. Nikki said, "Hey Albert, why did you ask about Pier 54 earlier? Was their last episode good or bad?" No, I didn't. I just want to know. Here's the thing. The reason why I asked about that, Nikki, is sometimes I ask about certain creators that people. I mean, sometimes I ask about if people know certain creators. You know, just in general. Also, Nikki, there's another reason why. Well, there's two reasons why. One, I want to see if people knew who they were. I always like to sit there and ask random questions about um like, oh, did you know about Life of Jessica? Do you know about YNR Abby from YNR chat and stuff like that? Sometimes I just like to ask little trivia questions. Um, Also, there was a point in the beginning when I first started my first year of doing YouTube. I asked them, hey, could I be on your channel sometime? Or I'd like to sit there and do a collab with y'all. And they never got back to me, which is fine. But I just remember that. I remember me sitting there asking that question to them. So that was another reason why. Debbie says she meant Chanel is a little fast. Oh no, I know exactly. Oh, Darby, I love it, Hussy. Um, Lashana says Chanel too ready to go to bed with Alia. She's too. Listen, if it's the right time, it's the right time. Johnson said they didn't make a decision on the show yet, but the future for is looking grand. Yeah, like I said, I looked at the from Eric Reload, like he made, he had a tweet, and it was from one of the people from the producers or something like that at CW, and they pretty much just like, listen, we like the show, we like the consistency, or whatever, but the show's expensive, and we don't own the rights to it, and we don't have money for the backlog catalog or something like that. And all they were Smith there saying was like, the show's too expensive. We don't know if we're gonna keep it. Blackman says, what did they do with the schedule, Jordan? Okay. Autumn said, "Hey, Albert, you ever watched the show called Weeds? It used to be on Showtimes. It was. Oh no, I remember that, Autumn. I didn't actually watch it, but I do remember that though. You had Weeds, you had Californication, and Autumn, you had as a guilty pleasure. You had one of my favorite. I don't know if I would sit there and call my favorite shows, but it was a really good show though. It was called The L Word. I remember watching that a lot on Showtime. Latasha says now thinking it's always the right time. Hey, listen, I'm not gonna listen. What we're not gonna do, I feel like we're comparing her to Maxie, and I'm like, we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be comparing her to Maxie because I feel like that's kind of messed up. Mel says it was a rolling pin that Colin hit. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I didn't know what that was called. I had no idea what that was called. Um, all right, so I got a question. Oh, they did, Tracy. Like I said, I remember. I didn't know that was what it was called. Was a rolling pin though. Insulting. They did actually have some really good shows though. Ariana said Edward was a bit addicted. I saw the entire run. Yeah, I it was good. They actually told you they also had Pam Grier in there, right? They have Pam Grier in there. I'm not ignoring everyone, I promise. Um no, it's good. I'm not gonna sit there and bust for that. Mel, I don't remember. Um I here's the thing about I heard of Dazed and Confused, but I didn't actually watch it though. And what's good, Ron? Thank you for joining. How you doing? But Darby, the fact that she sat there and was just like, "Abe, are you okay? Abe, wake up! Abe, you need to wake up." I'm like, "Yo, listen, he just hit your husband with a rolling pin. You honestly think that he's not going to stop there? Like, Paulina was just, I swear, I feel like I want to throw this against the wall. Okay, thank you, Black Mom. I didn't think I did. I didn't think I did, but I didn't understand. Your husband gets knocked out by this guy, and instead of you doing, I don't know, anything, you just sit there and you just keep sitting there calling his name like he's gonna wake up. Now Laura B says, "No, I didn't think you were insulted." Thank you. I want to make sure because sometimes here's the thing. Sometimes I start. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I start drinking and stuff like that, and I'll say things that um not in a bad way, but may come across as kind of dickish. So I just want to think of my bases. I didn't think I was, but okay. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe it's kind of like an OCD thing that granted, I don't think I have OCD, but I want to make sure that I didn't. Because you never know. You know, when you're a YouTuber, when you talk a lot, sometimes you say things that's like, you know. Now Ron says, okay. Are you talking to Lobby? Okay. Mel says Colin is a psychopath that he will never stop getting his revenge. I listen. I'm not. I'm not. I understand the anger, the emotion in him. Um, I got it more today than anything else because of the way that Paulina was being super flippant about the situation. Was being super flippant about the situation. So I was like, yo, listen, I get that. Ron says Ron says Albert asked anyone in chat about their opinion about the fans who harassed. Ron says Albert asked anyone in the chat room about their opinions about fans who harassed the actors because of how they're written. Oh, we went over that, Ron. It's stupid. It's dumb. Nikki said more like paranoid over OCD. All right, maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. But I just want to sit there and ask. I didn't think I was not there being insulting, but I could be wrong. Oh, it's not the first time. I was wrong about something. Lashanta says if Chanel wasn't over there trying to get in bed, maybe she would have a clue. Actually, I don't feel like that's what it is though. I don't feel like that's what it is. I just feel like she wants to move on. She met somebody who's nice. This isn't the case like Maxie. Maxie was warned by people left and right not to actually go out with it. Not to actually go out with it. So, and she still did it anyway. That's the thing. She still wound up doing it anyway. So that's on her. I don't feel like um Sherry J says speaking of psychopaths, I strongly believe Ace will grow out to become another one. Hmm, I don't know. I don't know. It's honestly tell you, the child it's a baby right now. You know, it's I understand genes and things of that nature, but I'm like, it's a baby. You know. Black Man says, Albert, you're genuine. You have people's back. I appreciate your conversation. Thank you. I didn't think I was there being like, I was just pretty much answering the question that someone asked. That's all. Thank you, Black Mom. Lashana said, Albert, where are her instincts? Um, I mean, Latasha, she was, okay, I'm not going to sit there and act like she was the brightest bulb in the room. I get that. I'm just not there saying like if you met somebody that's pretty and nice or whatever, um, I, yeah, I got. I get that. I get that. I'm like, it's too early to sit there and tell. But um, yeah, I don't know. I just Lashana says just like Finn, he's gullible too. Finn from B&B. If we're talking about Finn from B&B, how's I'm very curious about how he's gullible. Jillian's in the chat. What's good, Jillian? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm choosing to believe. Also, it's a baby. It's a blank slate. You know. Um, we're just gonna wait and see. Nature versus nurture and all that good stuff. Black man. I don't want to make sure because I'm like, I just was answering the question from somebody. Like, trust me, if I want to sit there and be rude and nasty to people, I will do that. But um, that wasn't the situation. Well, says Albert, maybe someone should have learned from the actress, Andre Evans, who had to quit the show because of her safety issue. I know that's no, that's crazy. Now, Nikki said, "Do you ever go back and listen to your own lives?" No, no, I do not. Um, unless something that's interesting actually happened, I will, but normally I don't. Black Man said, "Thank you. Hit that like button. Beat that like button's ass. We are getting new people all the time. It really does actually help. It's not just a YouTuber thing. It really does actually genuinely help." Jillian says, "Portia is getting my last nerve. Her daughter is a grown woman." Jillian, you are not alone in that. Welcome to the group. Okay, welcome to the group that have sat there and listened. Jillian, it's getting so bad. I actually have to start defending Spencer. Okay, I actually have to start defending Spencer. When I gotta start defending Spencer, that's a problem. Um, I'm actually at a point I'm defending Spencer. Jesus Christ. Um, hmm, interesting. All right, so we have 23 likes. We have 31 people in the chat. If you're enjoying the stream, hit the like button. It really does help. I would really appreciate it. It does actually help. Darby says Chanel isn't entitled as her upbringing has afforded her, and as such, will act accordingly at our stupidity. Darby, it's weird because here's the thing I would sit there and say when the first actress that played Chanel, I would have definitely agree with you. I felt like this Chanel they actually did tone down, so it's kind of weird to me. Uh, Darby, LaShanta says Steffi told him no, he had to learn the hard way. I don't understand why he actually did go back there. You know, I don't understand why he went back there. If you want to sit there and ignore somebody, ignore them. Nikki said, "Listen to myself and watch myself made me a better artist." Okay. I mean, did I actually say anything that was like really like did I actually say? Hmm. No, you have a point. But I'm just wondering, like, did I actually say anything that was like totally terrible or anything like that in my other live streams? But you do actually have a point though. Johnson says all Portia will end up doing a job. Yeah, exactly, Jonathan. And she's not listening. She's not listening to the real Tagger. She probably won't listen to the Dollar Tree version of Tagger. She's not listening to Ava. She's not listening to Curtis. She's just an idiot at this point. And like I said, Larby says, Barbara, his head is about to explode because he's forced to defend Spencer. Yeah, I listen, Laura B. When I gotta sit there and defend that entitled tool that comes across with small dick energy, that's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. Does make me wonder, though. Does make me wonder. Mel says Talia should be punished for drugging the biscuits, even though Kyla manipulated her. Oh no, damn right. She should be punished. Ron said just push Mel and Johnny back together because he has no chemistry with anyone else. I guess time will tell if they're bored. I mean, let's be honest. I'm not exactly a fan of Wendy and her little ping pong game with Johnny and Trip. So probably says Dollar Tree. That's what he is. That's what he is. Okay, that's what he is. He is Dollar Tree Taggart. That is facts. Okay, that's not even up for debate at this point. Big Nate's in the chat. How was the Sosa? How was the Sosa today? B&B was on his usual BS. Y&R was actually pretty decent. Jace was actually pretty good. And Dace was pretty good. So, like usual, B&B is in last place. Awesome. Lashana says, I love Esme standing up to Spencer. Me too. Me too. Esme was like, listen, you entitled prick. You would not take my baby. And the fact that he actually came down on her talking about you never had a job a day in your life. Bro, you worked once for a month at your family's store or your family's business whenever you felt like it. Darby says, I mean, no one has ever told Chanel no, and she grew up thinking that she means no, that she makes no mistakes, and that no one can get over on her. You know, Darby, and that's the thing, though, Darby. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that the first actress that played Chanel, she played it better. She played the entitled brat. Okay, she played literally the entitled brat. This one isn't really doing that. The first one did though. It's kind of hard to sit there and give all those things towards the second one. Ron Sauber, don't defend that spoiler brat they call Spencer. I have to. I have to. Listen, you can sit there and say it's because I'm a reviewer or whatever, but I have to sit there and when I see something that's wrong, I have to sit there and call it out. I have to call it out. Johnson said Dollar Tree Tagger, aka Asna Jones. I don't know who that is. I just know he's Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree Tiger. Ariana says every time Tiger shows up, he is so out of place. I'm glad that I'm not the only person that thinks that. I feel like he's only out of place because we don't see him often enough. And when the big stuff actually happened, it was like CW says, as a cast sign, Spencer should know the full fundamental rule: keep your friends close. Thank you, CW. I think you might actually watch my review because I was like, listen, stop trying to piss off Esme. Stop trying to get on her skin. Keep her close. You don't want her bolting. Opera Doc is in the chat. What's good, Opera Doc? Opera Doc. Nikki said, have you ever talked to Nathaniel? I thought Mason was supposed to show up this week. No, I didn't actually talk to him this week, though. I didn't actually talk to him this week. We do talk every now and then. You know, we do actually talk every now and then, which is it's something that I'm still just getting used to. I don't know. Hopefully, he'll come in the chat this week, though. That'd be cool. Lashana says, I hate how talk down to Esme. That's why she wants to leave. Exactly. That's exactly. I was like, yo, listen, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Johnson says, Saint Tay Jones. Say Tay Jones? That's the actor who plays him. Oh, okay. All right, thank you. Jonathan, you are amazing. Thank you. You know, you know how hard I sit there and struggle with some of those words. So I really do deeply appreciate you. Nikki said Esme might have her memories back. She says she doesn't have work experience, but I don't know. She knows that if she doesn't remember. Hmm, I have a point. Barbie says no appears that Esme still doesn't have her memory back. I don't, here's the thing, Nikki, I might actually miss that part. So you actually might be on point because I might have missed that part. Ariana says I agree, but it seems like she shouldn't been around when Trina was on the hike of dread. Flyquick says if only you were able to talk to Sunny in real life. Spiderquick, let's not put that out the table. Let's not put that off the table just yet. Let's not just put that off the table just yet. I'm just saying, you never know who's watching. And I actually tell you, I've been active on Twitter lately as well. Ron says Nate is nothing but a cheater. Listen, apparently Nate is that G though. Nate is that G. Nate is that damn G. So I'm gonna give my boy Nate some props. Can't believe I'm actually. Jesus Christ, it sounds like DC. Blackmon says your network is growing, Albert, and you will have more stars coming up, girl. I appreciate that, Blackmon. I really do appreciate that vote of confidence. I got to sit there and say we are, and I will 100% stand by that. We are among the number one soap opera live stream, and I feel like we're just gonna sit there and grow moving forward. We have a really good group of people, and it's pretty much just it's great. It's great. Papa Doc says the look on her face when Alexis said that she doesn't have her memory indicate that Esme has her memory. I I don't know. Maybe I'm just missing the clues. Maybe I'm just missing the subtle clues. Lashana said Portia peeped out how Spencer talked to Esme. Yeah, that entitled talking down to people like they're beneath him. Barbie says I know a lot of people suspect of Esme, but the show portrays that she doesn't really have a memory. I don't. That's exactly what I'm saying. Like I don't feel like she has a memory yet. I might be missing some clues, but I just don't see it. Nikki said I like Esme better as a villain. The actress was good at playing a villain. I don't buy her as an innocent. It feels like she's on Nickelodeon teen show. Hmm. Ariana says Taggers no show while Trina was with Victor on the island. You're seeing out of place that he turned out after was. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I get that. And granted, they try to come up with some sort of BS excuse, but I'm like, that's literally what it is. It's just a BS excuse. Shuri J says, does anyone here believe Spencer is actually a good person or is he fake to win Brownie? I think he's trying to be a better person. Shuri J, I'm not gonna sit there as much as I don't like him, I'm not gonna sit there and say he's the devil. Um he had a terrible upbringing with a terrible father that did not bother to set limits on him, which basically made him grow up like he was an entitled brat. But at some point, it does get kind of old. Johnson says I was kind of funny when Taggart called Jason Angry Boy. Yeah, now we can sit there and call Taggart a damn no show at this point. Hippie's in the chat. What's good, Hippie? How you doing tonight, Hipping? Ron says, or Brad Spencer could say what he wants. He isn't getting at you. Yeah, I listen. I do agree with that as well. You're not the only person. Now, Nikki says Spencer is a cast on. There are nooses that he can be good, but he can also be bad. That's true. That's true, Nikisha. But listen, I mean, listen, when he's bad and he's annoying, I can't speak for anyone else, but I'm going to drag his ass through the mud and then some. And when I feel like he's good, I will sit there and defend him, like with Portia. And I can't believe I actually had to sit there and do that, which, like I said, when he's bad, oof, that's all I'm going to sit there and say. It's like I don't even actually have a word for that, you know? He grew up as an entitled, spoiled, rich prick. He has his sides where he can be good, and it's not like I don't acknowledge that, but what's good, Hippie? Nathan, what was your reaction when you saw Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet? What do you mean, like? Well, here's the thing, Nate. You mean I didn't know? Here's the thing, I didn't know what I didn't know the power that it possessed when they first showed him with the. Well, I don't understand. I didn't know what it can do. I didn't have any idea what the gauntlet can do. I But here's the thing though, Nate. Here's the thing, Nate. Thanos was a badass even without the gauntlet. Like the dude was a true beast even without the gauntlet. Gauntlet or no gauntlet, he was a badass. That's just the bottom line. Um, in case I don't need characters to be good to enjoy them, I actually prefer Spencer somewhere in the middle because he's a Cassadine. Well, you have more patience than I do. You have way more patience than I do. Everyone says Portia must be really testing you if you're. Yes, she is. I mean, yes, she is. Like I said, when I actually have to sit there and defend Spencer for anything, listen, if it came down to it, if I was very right brain, if Spencer said that the sky was blue, I would argue with him like there's no tomorrow because I just don't like him that much. Um, Nate says at the end of Avengers: Age of Ultron and one of the credits. Um, yeah, that's the thing though, Nate. I didn't know the power of the gauntlet. You know, I had no idea what the power of the gauntlet was, so I didn't have a huge reaction. I didn't actually have a huge reaction, unfortunately, because I was still kind of new to Marvel and stuff like that, and who is this Thanos and everything. So I didn't actually have a huge reaction. You know, Ron says, "Why don't he Spencer mind his damn business and get a life?" Nikisha, if we all had good characters, it wouldn't be a soap. Oh no, 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 no. Here's the thing, Nikisha. I can appreciate that. Listen, it's not. Here's the thing. Don't get it twisted. I enjoy dragging some of these characters through the mud. And yeah, we could sit there and debate about it because that's the nature of the show and everything like that. Like I will sit there and I will drag Nina through the mud. I will drag Carly through the mud, and I like Carly, and I will drag Sunny through the mud. For me personally, um, like when I sit there and say no one is spared the rod, I literally mean no one is spared the rod. Anita is in the chat. I mean, Aneta's in the chat. Aneta says Spencer being bad or good is whatever for us. all to find out and enjoy him trying to so hard to be a dad is just ridiculous. Cat Lady's in the chat. What's good, Cat Lady? Thank you for joining. In case of confession, I don't like RJ on BNB. His face scares me. He's uh Jillian says, I hope Josh or Dex doesn't decide to turn in the video themselves. I'll be mad if that ends up happening. Yeah. I mean, Jillian, it would show just how much of a piece POS that Jocelyn is. I'll say that much. It would. Now, Johnson says, in Spencer's defense, Ace is his brother, and he doesn't want his life to get messed up the way he is. And I get that. Jonathan, there's nothing wrong with having a certain level of his mother. I get that, but he's my whole thing is like, and here's what I'll sit there and say, Jonathan. His heart is in the right place. Okay, I never questioned, I never doubted that. The way he's going about it is the problem. The way he's going about it is a serious problem because I'm like, bro, at some point you need to solve your damn role. You can want what's best for that child, you can love that child and everything like that, but just sit there and keep in mind that's not your child. Okay, you didn't spend 8 or 9 hours there pushing that thing between your whatever. So that's why I'm sitting there saying Spencer needs to sit there and calm his ass down. I feel like that's a fair analogy. I do. All right. Nothing in this goddamn cop. All right. As fun as this is, as fun as this was, I do actually have to wake up early in the morning. I will get to a point where I'm just like, you know what? Let's just do 2 hours every night. Let's just do 2 hours every goddamn night. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll sit there and get to 4 hours when I actually get some better equipment. But yeah. Anyway, as much as I hate Smith there in his live stream, I do have to wake up early in the morning tomorrow. But I do want to thank everyone for joining though. This was a lot of fun. I always sit there and say that. Because literally I was supposed to end like a half an hour ago, and yet I'm still here because I just love what I do. Well, says Esme is not a bad mom, but as a person who knows, she's new. She's new, and I mean, granted, she's being all sorts of stupid, which I don't like. But have a good night, Optodoc. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Aneta. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Lashana. Thank you for joining. Lashanta, thank you for joining. Have a good night, Nikisha. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Blackmon. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Ron. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Valerie. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Laura B. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Jonathan. Thank you for joining. I feel like I'm missing a bunch of people. Darby! Darby says I would do 2 hours every night because you never keep your own hours. Do 2 hours every night because you never keep your 1 hour promise every time. Yeah, that's very true, Darby. That is very true. I was actually thinking about that as well. Ariana says, this way, as always, a great live stream. Hopefully catch you tomorrow. Good night. Hopefully I get you hopefully we'll get to see you in the chat as well, Ariana. I always appreciate seeing you. Have a good night, Hippie. Have a good night, CW. Thank you so much. It says RIP to CW Network. Oh yeah, no, it's done. It's done. You know the sad thing, Jonathan. Even when some of their shows weren't the best, they were fun to watch. Now they don't even have that. Have a good night, Tamara. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Hippie. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Jonathan. Yes, hit that like button on the way out. It really does actually help. It really does. Anna B, you have a great night. Thank you for joining again. It's always great to see you in the chat. I know sometimes maybe you just be listening and stuff like that, but it's just it's really nice. And thank you, Hippie. Hit that like button. It really does actually help. Thank you, Mel. You have a great night. It is always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Always great to sit there and see my girl Mel. Darby says, I needed the DNA test. This was never done. That's very true. Let's just. I'm so glad you said that, Darby. Jesus Christ, I'm so glad you said that. All right, everyone. I will be thinking about doing that. I'll be thinking about doing that next week. I'm gonna be sitting there mulling it over because I just have too much fun, and I feel like one, I never really keep my promise of only doing an hour, and two, I just have way too much fun. So I'm like, listen, another hour of not trying to go to sleep is not going to hurt me, especially when it takes me so goddamn long to sit there and go to sleep in the first place. All right, everyone, have a great night. I look forward to seeing everyone tomorrow, and yeah, see you in the next stream. Thank you, Darby. You are always a pleasure to sit there and having a chat. Laters. Thank you, Black Mod. That's always like, yo, listen, I'm thinking about doing 2 hours every night. I really think about doing 2 hours every night, you know? Dave, hi and bye. Yes. Have a good night, Autumn. Thank you for joining. Have a good night, Nate. Thank you for joining. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow as well, as long as with everyone. All right, I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow, and hit that like button on the way up. Also, if you can share the video, that helps. 39 members. I want to try to get to 44. So if you're thinking about being a member, we got a couple more days until the end of the month. But I'll put out a post anyway just to kind of remind people. I don't normally like actually having goals, but I feel so strong about this group. I'm growing every day. Have a good night, Jess. It is always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Hope I get to see you tomorrow as well. All right. Laters.